All right. Thank you all for your patience. I think we're back in business.
Just waiting on Steve here.
Yeah, we won't get started right away. Melinda, you should be able to download the new set of files in the same location. There's like a version 2 zip file there, and
Oh, thanks.
that'll
I will
have
grab that.
yours. Yeah.
Can you paste the link, please?
Yes. There are the links in the chat. Okay. All right. Um, what do you say we go ahead and get started with the slideshow? Let me share my screen. Welcome, Ed. We had a little bit of a technical glitch. We're actually just getting started with our slideshow now. Let's see, I think it's this one. No. Okay, this might take me a few tries. Nope, there we go. If you're following along on Zoom, you should see our full width title card, and we've got the Twitch and YouTube streams running. And we will start with an image by Roberto. Let's hear from Roberto. Tell us about Catching the Moon is the title. Roberto, take it away.
Yes. Well, this is an installation here in Mexico City that took place last week. And here in Mexico City, we elementary school and high school, and some universities have this long vacation period for the Holy Week and this uh, all these holidays of religious events. So this was a little bit crowded, and this was, as you can see, very popular attraction here in Mexico City. In Mexico City, as you can see, you are watching a main avenue here in Mexico City, and they have to stop the vehicles crossing because it was so crowded that nobody can handle the people around this moon. Well, there are many light installations that you will see during the night. All the pictures were taken during that night, and it was really crowded, and it was a really beautiful place to take pictures, but it was so crowded that you couldn't get any creative photos. So I took many steps away, and there's in the middle of the avenue there's a crest that you can put on top of all the people, and there I put my tripod and took this photo. As you can see, it's a quarter of a second picture.
Yeah, it's good. Your compositions are getting better.
Thank you. This was with my QX1, so the flexibility using this APS-C sensor, it's for low light, is really great for this situation.
Matt, we're not getting the YouTube stream here.
Oh, the side-by-side stream?
Yeah.
You might need to. I started a second stream. I had to
Okay.
restart the streams as well. So you'll have to exit that stream and you'll see there'll be a new link in YouTube, a new stream to click.
And on Twitch, I have it on my loom pad, but it's squished and it's side by side.
Well, I think you need to change the settings to. Are you sharing it with the Leia app?
I'm sharing the link, and I haven't selected one yet, but I can do Leia Tube.
Yeah, you need to share it with Leia Tube.
Oh, okay.
And that will give you
it.
the 3D. It might try to do a conversion on the two sides, if that's the case.
That's happened before, right?
Yeah, you can tap it, hit the settings icon in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, it's doing it. Okay, settings icon, and do 3D full width or half width?
Half width.
Half width. There we go. Bingo. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah.
And I've got the YouTube now.
Excellent.
That plume of smoke really makes the picture.
That's not the smoke. This is cotton, sugar cotton candy that it was blowing away, and this all the people around it was trying to catch the.
That's funny.
I think a real strength. You have a lot of appropriate motion blur in the people, but there's a woman holding a child in the center of the frame, looking up at that sugar, and she's in sharp focus. It's a nice. It's my eye naturally lands there.
Well, yes, there are many characters in here in this picture. Maybe you can see another a woman on the right that also is watching the cut. Well, I don't know if it's a woman. Yes, long hair with a glasses. She's also watching the cotton candy.
Yeah.
And I really like this picture. I was trying to get something closer, but I didn't like any composition from there. It was crowded, messy, dark. I don't know. And this was a little bit more attractive for me.
I think you definitely capture the spirit of the event. Is this a bit hyper? How far away are your lenses?
A little bit, because the camera, the QX1 is a little bit bigger, and the cable, the multi-link for triggering the cameras doesn't flex. I couldn't get it closer. So it's a little bit hyper.
It's nice. Well, thank you, Roberto.
Thank you.
Let's hear from Ed. The title of this is Gerber Daisy.
Yeah, it's
Hey, Ed.
just some, I just picked some flowers from my wife's garden and just kind of like put them under the lens and tried just various kinds of permutations and compositions. This one just kind of attractive, and it somehow it has a kind of like a pastel kind of soft focus look to it, but I don't actually know how that happened. I was just fiddling with the light and the settings on the camera and stuff, and it just, that's how it came out. I wouldn't be able to reproduce it if I wanted to, but I kind of like the look.
Very nice.
Reminds me of Little Shop of Horrors. You know, they're all singing at me.
Ed, what are you using to light these micro stereo shots?
In this case, I have it's called an illuminator. It's a box with a halogen lamp, and then two fiber optic arms that come out, and you can turn the intensity up and down with a knob. You can move them farther or closer independently, one in close, one farther away, or different angles and stuff. So it actually gives quite a bit of flexibility. It's almost like a studio lighting in a way, you know. because the thing's not moving, and you just set the lights, set the camera, try different things. So this just came out kind of attractive looking.
It's fabulous on the loom pad.
Yeah, that's how I'm viewing it too. Yeah, great depth, great color. I think, Ed, you're absolutely right about that light. Whatever you did,
Yeah,
very
should have written it
successful.
down.
You're just going to have to keep experimenting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no hot spots, no dark shadows, and very nice separation. It's very pleasant to view, very comfortable.
Yeah, but pleasant.
All right, thanks, Ed.
Yep, thank you.
I'm up next. The title is The Location of This, 12th and Broadway. And yeah, waiting for the bus, I liked the sort of window pane effect looking through this bus structure. And I like that kind of semi-opaque glass pane, that filthy glass pane. So I think there's a lot to explore here.
Yeah, lucky with that pedestrian in the far right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it looks like one of Oleg's multiple sightlines.
I like the bus passing behind the glass too.
Yeah, that was lucky.
I like the added clipper. You don't see things with added clipper these days.
Yeah, it's very Oakland. And I kind of like the way that that bar sort of obscures the woman's face, keeps her anonymous. I think that adds some mystery. All right, thank you. Jay, you're up next.
Okay.
The
This
title
is
is
Museum
Dino.
of Natural History, shot with the loom pad, and there's sort of a stairs sort of platform next to this, so that's how I was able to get the higher angle. And I kind of like this. It was more abstract than just the usual T-Rex. Yeah, that's it. There's
This is at the Museum of Natural History in New York.
yes.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's why I've never seen this before.
Oh, yeah. They just revised a few of the rings, but nothing really was good for 3D in those places. Yeah, it could have used another full day there.
I'm sure.
Did you try a cha-cha? This one it doesn't seem to have a lot of depth to me.
Yeah, no, that's just straight with the loom pad.
Next time you go, try a cha-cha. Because I don't think these
Yeah.
dinosaurs move very much.
That's true.
Well, it was, I think it's smart to focus on one detail of the skeleton rather than the, as you said, the entire shape.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good idea in this case.
Well, thanks, Jay. Coming up next is one by Bob. I'm Late is the title.
This was, whoops. Oh,
Has-
there we go. Yeah, this was for both daylight savings time and Easter. So wanted to combine it. The woods was shot. That was in Fairfax, California. Just did a cha-cha with my iPhone and borrowed the rabbit from a screen grab from Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, looks just like stuff from Jack. We used to enjoy all kinds of interesting figures placed into natural settings.
And he's late because he forgot to set his time
Of course.
to daylight savings time.
Yeah, and you put it in exactly the right spot too. It looks like you struggled with the shadow a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the right one,
And
but I thought this one worked. I haven't seen it projected, so
yeah, it looks like you darkened an area and then cloned it from one side to the other, so the shadow is actually got a weird artifact because it's flat.
no, I didn't clone it. I just darkened the shadow separately, just kind of eyeballed it. But
Okay, because it seems to be
Yeah.
floating for some reason, but
let me see.
yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me that much. It's I'm looking at it on the loom pad. I see
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
it's hard to get these things perfect. I've never gotten it. I've never gotten it perfect myself.
Well, we can certainly do it. If I send it in anywhere, I will.
It didn't
I don't know.
stand out to me. I wouldn't have. I didn't notice anything. It looks like it's right under him to me.
No, the position's right, but I mean, you have to zoom in to see what I'm talking about. But it's yeah, the shadow looks like it's just a few inches above the ground. That's all.
Well, he's a magical rabbit. I mean, you can.
Now, Bob, did you capture the rabbit from a 3D version of Tim Burton's?
No,
movie,
I
or
did it,
did you-
and then I moved some elements around in Photoshop and
Got it.
just a couple pixels here and there.
The rabbit does seem to have some roundness.
Yeah. I often use the warp tool as well.
Oh, okay.
And I'll go in there and put them side by side and just lock in one area, and then if I want the nose to come out, I'll just grab it and move it just the slightest bit.
I think it helps that the scene doesn't have stark shadows. You've got nice ambient light, and that really matches the shadows on the rabbit. It looks like it's in the same light. At least it does to me.
Yeah, the fact that it was a rounded CGI rabbit rather than a flat cartoon rabbit really helps. I think it does fit in with the environment.
Yeah, has some shadow and some texture. Very nice. Well done.
Thanks.
All right, Steve. This is Bergen Summit. Did I pronounce that correctly?
I believe so. Yeah, I saw these guys or this couple setting up, and they both had bright yellow caps on. And I said, well, that kind of stands out. And so I just kind of watched them. We took a funicula up a steep mountain, and in Bergen, which is in Norway. This is on our trip to see the Northern Lights, but of course, you're going to go all the way to Norway. You want to see some other sights. So yeah, I just sort of kept watching these two, and then of course I'm up the stairs from them.
Ah.
They're obviously crew members on that yellow bar ship.
Just gotta say, that's a nice accent.
I don't know anything about them. I didn't see any other people dressed like this. So I don't know if they're crew members.
I was just joking about the color combination.
Oh,
The boat's the same as their hat, so I'm assuming they work there.
It's yeah, it's a very prominent yellow boat docked.
yeah, way off in the
Right,
distance.
Mhm.
yeah. Kind of matches their hats. Is this a W3 shot, Steve? There's a lot of depth, at least there seems to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, this is a W. That's
Yeah.
pretty much all I have. That and my phone. So yeah, this is my trusty W3.
Yeah, really nice.
Thanks.
In Photoshop, I assume Affinity has a comparable tool. There's a dehaze slider in the camera raw filter that might benefit this image if you were to tap it up to about 10% or something like that. It would just sharpen up that background a little bit.
Ah, okay.
Yes, maybe with Affinity, clarity could work.
Clarity, that must be what it's called.
Affinity has its tool, but then I also have Topaz, which is even more effective because it uses AI to sharpen things. But yeah, Affinity has, can find edges and make things a little bit sharper.
Yeah.
Although maybe I'll have to look closer because I'm looking with these things, and so the image is kind of small. I think stuff in the background being slightly out of focus is not a bad thing.
It's not that it's out of focus, it's just hazy. And this clarify tool or whatever it's called can eliminate some of that haze. So it's not so much, I mean, technically it is sharpening it, but it's not really
It's
fixing
contrast.
anything that's broken. Yeah, that's it, Tor. It sort of adds contrast to that background.
Yeah, the dehaze filter is great. I use it a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they call it. Obviously, they have various contrast tools. Um, I'll explore Affinity. Interestingly, my video editing program, DaVinci, has more of those kind of tools. So it'll be almost like, oh, maybe I can just take it in as a single frame
Yeah.
and fit it there.
Maybe so. Yeah, give that a try. Let us know how that goes. Yeah, this is very nice, Steve. There's nothing technically wrong with the image. That dehaze or that clarity tool is something you might want to experiment with, but it's not going to fix anything that's broken in this image.
All right. And when I framed this, I was right almost at the tip of the mountains, and it seemed a little cramped, so I just opened that up and painted in the sky.
Oh,
So I think that helps a little bit. It was just a little too tight.
nice composition.
Thanks.
Thanks, Steve. Now our next image is by Phyllis. She may make it late tonight. Oh, I'm not sure if that's actually Phyllis's. No. Looks like I've gotten some things out of order. Let me, this one is Phyllis's.
Yeah, these were taken, they have a whole series of sheds that they've built on their property. And this is one of them she took with her X-Beam Pro, I think this morning.
I think you've skipped mine. It's
Let's see. Oh, I see what
because
I've done.
mine is in the.
Yes. All right.
It's in that set.
It's
but
there,
somehow you went
yeah.
over it.
All right. Stand by. Let me fix this. I will go back to yours. I just need to fix my list here. Bear with me. Okay, now we're back on track. So we'll go back to Phyllis's, but where we should be is where we are right now. Yeah, sorry, Melinda. This is by Melinda, and I can't pronounce this, Melinda. I'm going to let you announce the title.
I will try it. I think it's oxalotl. Pretty much exactly as it's spelled, but it's spelled really weird for sure.
I'm going to put it in the chat. I think that's as good a pronunciation. That's probably the right.
Now, are you guys seeing it? I'm not
Nope.
seeing
I
the
have
projection,
an
but
inflatable
There we
creature, a pink
Oh, there we
inflatable
go.
creature, yeah,
okay.
It just popped in.
in front
It
of
took a
Bill
while.
Graham, looks like.
Yep. Good. Okay. Everybody can see it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good, thanks. Yeah, so this was at the third No Kings protest by City Hall, and I don't remember these people having any signs or anything. Not sure what what they're expressing, but I just love the costumes.
As long as they're not advocating a return to the Stone Age.
Yeah, I think it's probably just a reminder that there are all kinds of gentle animals that also deserve to live free. I don't know. There's certainly cute little animals, and there's a surprisingly large number of people that really love them and have them as pets.
Mm.
Nice
They're
colote.
kind of magical.
Well, as a photograph, it's nice that you're shooting kind of into the light. The position of the sun is illuminating that that costume, sort of giving it a glow that it wouldn't have if the sun was behind you, illuminating it directly.
Yeah, it was actually kind of challenging to deal with because it was so bright. I mean, the whole scene is lit so bright because of that. I had to take down the highlights quite a lot just so the concrete wasn't blown out, and and doing my normal adjustments ended up with the all of the colors just being completely psychedelic, fluorescent kind of shades. And this was one of the times when I had to turn the saturation way down, like 20 points down or something, just to make it look realistic. Otherwise, people would think it was just fake. But it really required that just to get it within kind of a believable range.
Nice shadow. I'd love to see more of that great chicken there on the right.
Yeah, there was more. I thought it was distracting. I chopped it out. It looks to me like it's a meant to be one of the Kyrgyzats characters. The YouTube channel.
Not familiar with it.
They do a very popular educational, sort of like science education channel with very high quality videos, and they develop their own character building and animation system that they have also now licensed or sell or give away. I don't know. It's become popular with a bunch of YouTubers. Makes it easy to make these kinds of highly animated videos, and that it has a very particular style. So I think it's a chicken or something from Kyrgyzstats for some reason.
Well, I love the shadow as a character in itself. It's like an ogre. for the big boat.
It is.
It is kind of weird. Yeah, I guess that's its wing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the side of the chicken, but it's great. Looks like an ogre.
Yeah. And then the guy in the back is I just blocked out all the text on his sign. He had a kind of busy sign there that was also distracting.
Actually, fans of old Mad magazines, looks kind of like a Don Martin cartoon character.
The chicken?
The
No.
shadow.
The
Oh,
shadow.
the shadow. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, if we have a special shadows subject in the future, put a label
We have
on
one this year, I believe.
Oh, do we? Well,
I think
We have-
so.
we do.
Let me check.
Let's see. I'm pulling it up right now. Shadows, July 2026. Make the shadow the primary subject. I think we'll be returning to this topic this summer.
Yeah, that should be fun.
All right. Thank you, Melinda. Sorry for the mix-up. I was looking at the wrong list of titles. Now let's
No
move
problem.
on to one by Phyllis. And Bob was explaining to us the origin of these. She also left a note. These photos are from my tiny houses that I have made on giant old growth stumps.
I think she's shown some pictures of these houses. They're fabulous. She has several on the property that she and her husband Wayne have built, and they're just wonderful.
And what's the scale of these? What's the actual size that we're looking at?
That's let's see. Those are, regular large mugs. So if someone were standing in front of that mirror, you'd see head and shoulders.
Okay.
They're not miniature rooms. Those are
Tiny houses. Got it.
they're tiny houses. yeah.
Tiny house, not a miniature house.
Right. Exactly.
Understood.
I have several that I've taken at there, so I probably have the outside of this house as well.
Oh. Well, and I guess since she's shooting with the Beam Pro, that gives us some sense of scale also, since we
Mm-hmm.
kind of know that separation and the optics on those lenses. Oh,
Yeah,
looks
she was
nice.
concerned about any window violation, but it's negligible here. The right side is a little, but I told her I'd report on it.
I mean, they're right up on the edge of the window, but that's fine.
Yeah, the right side is kind of poking through a bit. It could be set back just slightly, but I like that tray coming through on the left, so wouldn't want to wreck that.
Yeah, she could just maybe even crop, I don't know, 20 or 30 pixels off the right,
Yeah.
and that would have the same effect.
I mean, my only suggestion would be, since we actually see her in the right eye, but not the left, have her move fully into the picture and make it a self-portrait. Because she's in it a little bit.
Yeah, and the
Clever.
phone too.
I'll tell her to get in her DeLorean and go back and move over a little bit.
Well, she knows where this place is, so if
Yes, right.
if she's encouraged, maybe she'll make another one for us.
And everybody needs a self-portrait in 3D anyway, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
It seems like we all do it eventually.
Yeah, sooner the better.
All right. Well, thank you, Phyllis, if you're watching one of our streams, or maybe you will pop in later. Let's move on to one by Roberto. Magic Forest is the title.
Yes, as I told you with my previous picture, this was close to the moon, but this is inside of a museum, modern art museum here in Mexico City. And this is an installation where they put thousands of lights in the middle of the trees, and they have some sensors in certain parts of the forest, and they detect the pulse of the person that it's sensing, and it emits light. So in video, it's better that you can see the like a wave of light going through the forest. So it's a really nice installation. This part you have to pay, but it's a really nice one.
It's beautiful. I thought it was outdoors.
Yes, spring is here, so everyone is out.
It's a great subject for stereo with all those verticals.
Yeah, nice framing too.
Yes, actually, I'd rather the video one because you can see like the wave of the light, so it's more impressive.
Roberto, was this like a long exposure like the previous image? Was this on a tripod?
Yes, all my pictures tonight are I took them with a tripod, and this is not like really hard because it was really well illuminated. I believe this is 1/20, like 1/20th of a second. Not that slow, but even I believe it's a little bit faster because with all the bulbs, you can get really illuminate a lot of illumination from this.
Yeah, well done. Great subject.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roberto. Next is one by Ed. Orange Rind is the title. I think it's the subject also.
Yeah, I, I I just have this habit. It's a on the top of an orange where you pop the little nub of the stem off, and it leaves a little pocket there, and I just wouldn't, like I always do. I wonder what that looks like, and so so I don't know. I just kind of like got a kick. I just kind of got a chuckle out of it just because it looks so dramatic. It's just such a totally mundane thing, just so ordinary, unremarkable thing. But then you just look at it in a certain way, and it just has a kind of an impact. So that's what I liked about it. I'm not so sure how anybody else feels, but I got a kind of a kick out of it.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't expect that symmetry in there. It's like a fractal.
I'm
Yeah, I
wondering,
like it. Oh, go ahead.
I'm wondering if you slice the bottom half off the orange, if you could backlight it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I actually did that with the bottom of the orange, and I didn't send that one in. I cut the bottom of the orange has like kind of like a little like a belly button kind of thing on the bottom sometimes, and I cut that off, and I looked at that from the inside, and it had kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but I don't know. I didn't want to. I just sent this one. That's all. I just got a kick out of this one.
That's a lot of fun.
I love that you're noticing little things like that.
I go on walks with my wife, and she's looking at the birds and the trees and stuff, and I'm looking at the spots on the bottom of the leaves on the
Yeah.
on the side of the trail. Just it's gotten to be a habit.
That's what this kind of photography will do to you. It'll
Yeah.
take over your mind.
Hidden world.
Also, this one looks pretty interesting in pseudo too.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, the stereo, the 3D adds so much to this image. It's really not clear what I'm looking at in the 2D version. It's just kind of a squashed, abstract kind of blob. but in 3D we see this this amazing structure. It's just so much more information about this
Yeah,
subject.
it has an impact in the 3D. It has like an impact when you look at it. You know,
does.
that's what I got a kick out of.
It's like
It's a
looking into a
citrus
crater.
Busby Berkeley number.
Very dramatic. Well done. Keep it up, Ed. Yeah. If you're inspired to share your backlit version, we'd love to see it too. Or anything that you've got.
Thank you.
All right. This next one is mine. Larkin is the title. What bus is this? I was with Steve. We were riding home from the that Milieu's screening in at Fort Mason and the Andrew McCall exhibition. And I just thought that it was a good subject, and it sort of captures the experience of being on a crowded bus. And there's a little bit of window violation with the heads by the frame, but I kept that in. I thought it kind of lent to that sense of that claustrophobic sense.
I think the window violation is fine. It's mostly along the bottom anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
I'm having more trouble with the right eye seems to
there's a
have
flare. There's a flare in the right eye.
Oh,
there's
is
a
that
whole
right?
the right hand side of the right eye has some kind of glare, I think. Because like you see through the window, I think there's a bright blue wall or something like that. It's clear in the left eye, but in the right eye it's
Yeah, I
all
see
washed
that.
out.
Sometimes doing an adjust and choosing one side in Stereo Photo Maker will help.
Oh, that's a good point. I'll try that.
Yeah, I would select the left and it might darken and equalize that right.
What I've done sometimes is perform a white balance independently on each chip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
definitely
doing
try that.
the auto adjust thing helped a little bit.
All right. I'll give that a try. That's easy enough to do. All right. Yeah, thank you. Let's move on to a stereo photo by Jay with the title of Downtown. Downtown New York,
So-
I presume, Jay.
New York City, yes. So there's a popular tourist boat called the Circle Line, where you could go around New York City, or you could just go around the bottom half. And that's like $40. I'm too cheap for that. New York City has a ferry service. So for $4, you could go essentially the same route. So,
Good tip.
yeah. So Catherine and I took that. It actually made a few stops that Circle Line didn't. And used my cell phone, and I saw a lot of pictures and my timing was off. I didn't realize just how far we were moving between shots. So I have a lot of pairs which are way too hyper. So this is one that happened to work.
Yeah, it definitely works. I like the that reflected light on the water in the bottom.
This a while ago, but I had some good results taking shots that were too wide and using a morphing program to create intermediate phases that were closer together.
Yeah, I think it would be easier just to go reshoot it.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
$4.
Well, you'll be back, yeah. Using your smartphone here.
Yes.
Was this like a burst mode, or are you just
No,
hitting the
no, I was
shutter?
just clicking, waiting a couple of seconds, clicking again. And I should have just been clicking a lot faster.
Hey, Tor, do you remember the name of that morphing program?
Boy, it was a while ago. I'd have to look it up, and it's probably on a system nobody can run anymore.
Okay.
I will look for it though.
Very impressive. Thank you, Jay. Let's go from New York City to Hong Kong. Bob, tell us about Hong Kong Tram.
This was great. I was riding a tram in Hong Kong and kept getting closer to this tram in front of me. And this gentleman and young lady were in the back. And we just kind of had this dialogue every time we would catch up with each other. I'd kind of wave. And finally, I took their picture and we got close enough so that he could throw me his business card. And it turned out that he was a member of the PSA Hong Kong and was a photographer. So I sent him this stereo photo with a folding viewer to look at.
Well done.
That's his niece. And yeah, this tram, they're wonderful. They're old vintage trams that go around Hong Kong Island. And if you get up on the top, it's like having a mobile camera platform. It's just wonderful.
You can get up on the top.
Yeah. Well, it's a double decker.
Oh, I
bus.
see. Okay. So we're looking at the top deck.
We're looking at the back of their tram. They get very close together at each stop. So I'm in the front of mine and they're in the back of theirs.
I see. Is this shot on film?
Yes, this was a film shot. I don't recall what camera I used on this one.
Great color. I love that.
Great
yellow.
story.
Oh yeah, I love their expression, and it was great. It's one of those serendipity moments. He actually sent me a catalog from one of their salons, photographic salons, with some of his work in it.
Oh, nice.
And, I sent him some images.
So you suspect he noticed you were using a 3D camera right away?
Yes, in fact, that's how we kind of got our dialogue going. He was pointing at the camera. And so actually I did meet him. We got off the tram at the same stop and I showed him the camera.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I'll have to go back. I've been looking at some portrait stuff and running them through Stereo Photo Maker, which I didn't do at the time. And I've got some other images that show the complete tram. I'll have to look those down, look them up and process them.
Yeah, please show us more. Thank you, Bob.
Sure.
Okay. I finally got this down. Melinda, tell us about Bubbles over City Hall.
Yeah, thanks. This was fun. So this was also at that same protest there, and the people with bubbles are. I mean, of course, it's you know always a perfect subject for stereo, and there were hordes of kids that were popping all those bubbles, and I was taking lots of pictures of that, and it's all very normal stuff. But then eventually all the kids kind of got tired, and he continued making his bubbles, and so I tried to just get some nice shots of the bubbles, and decided to shoot up toward the sun there, mostly trying to frame the bubbles. I didn't really even notice the how they were interacting with the city hall there and even the sun itself. So I only really noticed this afterwards when I looked over the pictures. And of course I love the way the bubbles kind of head straight to the sun and all line up over each other like that. And the processing was pretty straightforward. I don't think I touched any individual pixels. Just did a few filters, and it didn't really take much. There wasn't much that I could do to punch it up or anything. It was pretty close to what you see here. Just a little bit more saturated, and a couple other minor filters that seem to help.
You pick up some great iridescence there. I love the play of colors.
Yeah, all the bubble colors really come through. I got really lucky with the those wispy high clouds, because the other pictures with the people and stuff like that, it definitely makes it harder to actually see the bubbles. But against the sky like this, they really stood out.
Very successful. And I love how you're shooting into the light too. It's almost as if the bubble is merging with that sun.
Yeah, that was
Very
just
daring.
a total accident. I was really, the bubbles are moving around pretty fast. There was actually a fair bit of wind you can see on the flags. So I was kind of fighting to just get good framings of the bowls and the guy making them.
It's beautiful framing. I would be tempted badly to maybe clone that little structure behind his hat.
The lamppost.
Yeah.
Just clone it out.
Well, because his hat and that point would perfectly match the dome of the city hall. It looks like there's something stuck in his head, but that's
a good idea.
the story. So if you're into doing that, I think that might help.
Yeah, definitely. It just depends whether I have enough sky to clone and what. I did. I do recall now. I did do some touch up on the man now, as I recall. I did a careful selection of the guy in order to increase the contrast by quite a bit, because he was a little bit washed out, but now he looks like he's in the picture. But I have no attachment to that lamppost.
I think it would it'd be easy to clone. Give the color the sky in back of it. It would be pretty.
I could try. It's hard. It's hard to get those perfect sometimes. But if there's like enough sky between, on the opposite sides of the image to clone over, and if the shades aren't different in both eyes, right now they actually do look a little bit different to me. Things can make that difficult, but if it's not too difficult, it sounds like a good idea. Thanks.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, Melinda.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Now next is one by Phyllis.
I had one
Glassbird
quick
Collection.
question from Melinda. What
Sure.
size border do you use on those?
I'm using 5 pixels these days.
I think I just turned down mine 6 to 5 too.
That's me. I used to use 4, and I don't know, a few months ago I decided that I wanted to go to 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever you like. There's no.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no rule.
I might go back to 6 on this, but it's nice. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks, Melinda.
Thank you.
And our next image is by Phyllis. Glassbird Collection is the title. And this would be another one of her tiny homes. And we've got some nice illumination on that glass.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a mirror at the back of that case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does
Okay.
wonders.
Yeah.
Gives a lot of depth. Really nice.
I think I like the hanging lamp the best. It would it'd be interesting to try a close up of that.
All right. Well, thank you, Phyllis. Now, my randomization of tonight's images isn't great. So, Melinda, I'm not going to give you much of a rest. I'm going to show If It Fits, I Sits.
Yeah, so this was just when I was walking back from the event, and I'm often struck by sort of the sculptural forms that a lot of the trees take in the cities. Usually it's some sort of rectangle that the tree is fitting into, and these are usually ficus trees, which are naturally sculptural and kind of aggressive. And this time I was struck. It was the first time I've ever seen a sidewalk cut out in a circle for a tree. They're usually rectangles, and of course this tree is making the most of all of that real estate. And so yeah, I just grabbed a snap. Nothing much more about it.
Looks like the feet of a dinosaur doing third position ballet. And nature does bat last, so I'd like to see this in 50 years if it's still standing.
I mean, they usually, when they get too big, they tend to break in the windstorms and then they disappear.
Wow.
So
I wonder if there are any long-term time-lapse videos of root formations like this. There must be.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to leave it sit for years.
Yeah.
There's one that on my street that I kind of wish that I had done. I mean, even just one snap a month or something would have been great, because it's a eucalyptus tree that's slowly taking over a pole, I guess, that might have been like the original pole that was holding it up when it was just little, and now it's almost completely disappeared inside. So yeah, somebody should do it. I would really love to see it.
All right. Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you.
Here's one of mine. Little Giant is the title. I thought that from this angle, it made this worker look like a little giant. I think that shadow helps. This was kind of shooting from the hip. I don't really like to disrupt people at work, taking photos of them. So I just sort of aimed my Beam Pro in the general area while I was walking by, and it turned out pretty well. I did crop it a bit. I cropped out some of that sky, and there is a bit of rivalry in that sky from just the light, just a reflection off the lens or something. But I kept it in. I thought it represented that that time of day. And yeah, I thought this one was pretty successful.
Yeah, it's not distracting at all. I think that's a beautiful sky, and it's a beautiful composition. You might try a frame It's it's such a simple
Ah.
composition that I think a frame might help.
It's a great idea.
But yeah,
Well,
no, people at the top of ladders love having conversations with strangers
Yes.
walking by. You should totally try it sometime.
You can shake the ladder to get attention.
Right.
It's happened.
Yeah, no, I came and went. I did not want to disrupt whatever was going on in any way. All right. Thanks, guys. Jay, this is your photogs, your photographers. Yeah, what are they photographing?
So we went to Napa Valley. They had a light festival, different light sculptures and projection mappings onto buildings. So they're looking at a church that has projection mappings. It was just about to start, I think. And with sunset, so got that nice bounce of light.
There's a serious
Oh.
vertical misalignment here.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I do
interesting.
see that. Yes.
Yeah, this is, I'm pretty sure, straight out of the loom pad.
Yeah, auto alignment did help. But I didn't.
Huh.
I didn't see it myself.
Wonder if I hit something weird when I was cropping, or
Maybe.
yeah, I might have like hit the up arrow.
Matt, is this something you can affect?
Well, let me give it a try.
But it's about a 15 pixel
yeah.
difference.
There is a risk that this might blow up the slideshow, but you know, it's
Yeah.
already blown up once, so I think our odds are pretty good. Let me give it a try. Let's see, is that working?
That works.
Yeah, 16 pixels.
There we
Wow.
go.
Thanks.
Okay,
I
yeah, so
don't know
whatever
what
happened, Jay. There we go. And let me do that on the live stream slideshows as well. Oops. Okay. Now everyone will see it as it should be. Much better.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a fun picture.
Well, it's
Yeah,
great.
the photographers were a lot more interested than the projection.
I've been attending some of the projection mapping events in San Francisco, and they are a lot of fun. They're not great subjects for stereo photography because it's essentially a flat projection and it's dark out. So your options are pretty limited. This is probably the most interesting photo I could have captured at this event. And I love how there's the cart with those illuminated wands, whatever they are. That
Yeah, those carts were all over the place.
Yeah. That's a nice colorful feature.
But yeah, no, really nice quality of light. It's like just past magic hour.
Yeah.
Blue hour.
All right, thanks, Jay. Let's move on. I might need to. Okay, this will work fine. I just need to close some dialogues after those adjustments I made. Okay, that worked just fine. Yeah, I didn't blow up anything.
Yay.
Bob, tell us
Yeah.
about Rickshaw Driver, Hong Kong.
Yeah, we're back in Hong Kong. I think this was taken with my stereo realist, and he kindly agreed to pose for me. And I didn't pay for his dental, unfortunately, but
That's an amazing portrait.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
thanks.
You know, you said this was your stereo realist.
I believe so, yeah. It's been a while since
don't know-
this was taken.
I don't know much about the optics of that camera, but I really don't see any like distortion or it looks.
Yeah, I
looks
may
very
have cropped
natural.
in on this one a bit, which would help. Yeah, no, a lot of times with portraits with the stereo realist, you get an exaggerated look, but I'm fairly certain the only other camera it might have been would have been my twin Sony P200s. But the fact that there's a flash here and it seems to me that I would have used the realist, but I'll have to check and see if I can figure it out.
I wonder if you can make them less orange, like maybe turning down the green or something.
Yeah, I could, but you know, that's kind of the color he was. So
Was that really what it looked like? Okay.
yeah, he was pretty tan there, and yeah, I could fool around with some color balance. But I like the intense red there.
Yeah, the red is wonderful, and I like your close cropping. It's a good composition and a good moment.
That red really suggests Kodachrome to me. I don't know if that's what you were using, but
I don't think
very
so. I
vivid.
was Fuji, not I'm really Velvia. I always thought it may not be the actual colors, but it's the colors you remember.
Yeah.
And I was a big fan, so I don't think it's a possibility, but I think it was probably Fujichrome.
It's
I was
great
like Fuji
Kodachrome.
for skin tone.
Yeah. Velvia.
And
I think Velvia 50 was probably what I was using.
I think Fuji still manufactures that.
It was great. I loved it. I still have some rolls in the fridge. So
Cherish it.
yeah.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Wonderful.
Sure.
We're going to go back to Phyllis. Mirror Image is the title of this tiny home interior. Yeah, she may join us before we conclude this meeting. We'll see. She did say that she may not make it. But Phyllis, if you're watching, thank you for sharing.
Nice leading lines there.
That stained glass teapot puts me in mind of a fairly popular scam going around lately. These AI pictures of stained glass things that are physically impossible, and then what you get is just a hard plastic thing with paint on it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That looks like the real deal.
I think maybe this is intentional. It looks like there's a lamp or something at the top of the frame it's very through the window. It actually, looks pretty effective on the loom pad, except that it is cut off, and I think that would be really hard to adjust without losing a lot of the image. Maybe she could use a false frame or something to
Still need the rest of the lamp somehow.
I
Yeah.
think she could move that over to push it back to the window. There's enough space between it and the background. And then she would just have to clone the wood paneling, which I don't think would be that hard.
I like
I don't
Matt's
mind.
solution. I think, a false frame could go right behind it. And then it sort of adds to the image rather than being a problem.
I mean, I don't mind violations when they're at the top and bottom of the frame.
Well, it's through the window
Yeah, it's
pretty far.
yeah.
So
Just touch it.
Curious what generative fill would do with it.
Well, thank you, Phyllis. Melinda, we're going to jump back to you with Mount St. Helens Blast Zone. Wow.
yeah, so this will probably be the last one you see from my Canada trip aerial photography. Yeah, we got some spectacular views of Mount St. Helens. And this was probably mid-morning. Got there pretty quickly. This is on the flight back. And yeah, the mountain, I mean, before the blast, it was a beautifully symmetric cone, like Mount Shasta or something, and all snow covered. And then after the blast, you can see this is got a great view right in through that rim that just got blown away. So everything in the center to the lower left is all the the big parts of the rubble that were left from the explosion. And the interesting thing for me is that when working on this image, it set all these browns and dull greens and kind of dead looking off color tones, and then I realized that this was probably because the mountain is still warm from the explosion and is melting most of the snow, and I confirmed that with an AI, which said, yeah, it's the dome is still quite warm and and melts a lot of the snow.
Wow. Incredible texture and detail.
And resolution too. We've got
Yeah.
this very high resolution. So these volcano images are so clear and sharp and high res.
You're using
But
your DSLR for these?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So they're like 4K by 5K images. And this is pretty much full frame.
And what a great time of day too. You have really nice shadows on it that enhance that texture.
Yeah, I think it's a good record. Because the Crater Lake image, I think is much more beautiful and relatable. But this one is definitely part of a story. I think that's that's like the most important thing about it.
And you do get a nice sense of scale of this mountain with that range behind it, that receding range going more and more into the blue. Oh,
Yeah,
very
it was
effective.
a little hazy. I could have done without that, but Um,
I think it's very natural.
it is very natural. It's probably pretty typical too, but it's it's so spectacular when you get a chance, an elevation like this, like right after a storm or something.
All right,
But it's
thanks,
fine.
Melinda.
I mean,
Yeah.
it like you say, it is realistic.
Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you.
We're gonna run a little bit late tonight. We've got about 15 minutes into our scheduled meeting. We have 15 minutes left in our scheduled meeting, and we have about 9 more images to go. I want to spend plenty of time with each one so that we're not rushed. And then, of course, I'll ask everyone who's able to participate in our poll. So if you can, sit tight. We'll probably finish maybe 10 or 15 minutes after 9, if that's okay. I just want to make sure that everyone's...
Probably not.
Probably not?
Yeah.
I'm still on East Coast time.
Okay. Understood, Steve. Well, if
I'm
you're exhausted...
I'm having trouble staying awake right now.
I get it.
I think I could do it. Maybe if you just put that clock on, so we don't get too
I can do that.
Branching comments.
Okay.
Keep it to the photography part of it.
Yeah, let me see what I can do. Let's see. I know I definitely don't want to wipe you out, Steve. If you can't make it, we understand, and we'll catch up with you for some comments, but let me see if I can find that.
Jesus.
Let's see. All right. Well,
I'll try to
Okay.
stick it through to the end. I'm just requesting that we just not get too far from the topic.
Got it. Okay. Well, let's proceed with one by Roberto. Artificial Flower is the title.
Well, yes, this is another installation at the same night. This is more like a textile stuff, like a web, a spider web, and within the web they have these little textiles, like trying to emulate. Well, I believe this is like a flower, and I really like in person. I really like the structure, how they build this stuff. Like, I don't have idea how they managed to get this right, but I like it, and maybe it is not that far with that background, and you can see the details of the structure, but I like it.
Like the first one, I like that we have a still figure in the middle of the rushing, blurring people.
Well, yes, actually I used my tripod again because it was at night, and I was using this one. I used my 30 millimeters, like the 1.4. So yes.
And great color too. It looks like there's some color lights illuminating the leaves of those trees.
Yes, along this avenue, the trees are illuminated with LED lights, so they are changing during the night, and you can get. I believe I have one with a blue background because I don't know. I was there like 10-15 minutes, and I have a picture with a blue one, green one, and a yellow one because the LED lights were illuminated, and I didn't like those compositions because it distracted from the main character here in this web, and this is like the darkest one that can. You can see the textile doesn't compete with the structure of the flower, this web.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a little. I love this picture. It's just the colors are fantastic. The first thing I thought is it might work to crop it a little bit top and bottom to make it more like a widescreen.
Okay.
I'm thinking about like just 10% on the top and bottom. I also wanted to see if anybody else sees this retinal rivalry at the lower right. There's a little line, a little white line on the right image, but not on the left image. It's right at the neck of one of these silhouetted figures. I don't know how to describe the various things that are here. There's like some pink, like a little, I don't know what it is, but
I don't see it.
probably something that's natural. What's that?
I don't see it myself.
You're talking about the sort of blue
No,
dots?
it looks like
No?
it's kind of white or tan. It's probably something that's natural. It's in one eye, but not the other.
Yeah, not seeing anything obvious here.
I'm just looking at the side by side. I'm not looking through the viewer now. It's at the right hand on the right picture. Yeah, you keep moving your cursor. Move up.
Oh, I see. Is it this right here?
No, move the cursor up.
Well, I don't think I can actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, put the cursor back then. Yeah,
Okay.
put the cursor back and move it a tiny bit to the right. A little bit more, a little bit
Oh,
more.
okay. I see what you're
Stop.
talking
Stop. Now go up about
Okay.
15% of the picture.
Yeah, I can't.
There's
go up,
some little
unfortunately.
dust bits at the bottom of the frame in the right eye. Yeah, I see it. I wasn't noticing them before.
Well, this isn't the bottom. This is sort of at the base of the cage. If it's a cage, whatever, it kind of looks like a cage.
Yeah, I
If
think.
you imagine, extend the bottom of the cage past to
okay.
the right of
I
the
see.
cage. There's a very pronounced line.
Yeah, I think that's just parallax. I think that's just a silhouetted person in the foreground obscuring a detail in the background.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's probably natural, but it would probably also be a little bit more comfortable to view if you just painted that out.
Okay. A little black over there.
Thanks, Roberto. It's lovely.
But yeah, Roberto, I just love to look at your pictures. That's kind of makes my day. Kind of woke me up, so I think I'll make it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Steve, I'm sorry when I updated the slideshow, your images were accidentally kind of bunched up at the end, so I'm sorry to keep you up so late.
So you saved the best for last.
Saved the best for last. Exactly. Let's move on and get through the rest of the slideshow. This is mine. I've been experimenting with some landscapes this spring. This is from my first excursion at the beginning of March. I really wanted to capture the verdant green East Bay Hills, which are already turning brown because of that freak heat wave we had in March. I don't think this one is entirely successful. It's a little bit hyper. There seems to be something kind of missing for me in the middle ground. But for a first attempt, I thought it was pretty good. These landscapes are a lot harder than I realized. Getting the camera spacing right, getting the lighting right. And I did use that clarity tool, the dehaze tool. This is in Photoshop, to kind of bring up the cityscape in the far background. There was a little bit of haze And it's still there. I just bumped it up like to maybe 10%, something like that. So you'll be seeing 6 or 7 more of these in the coming months. Just a fair warning.
I think it looks great. Verdant is the right word. It's the colors are gorgeous, and the hyper I like. I mean, it's very. I still find it realistic. It's the only thing I might do, which is pretty minor, is just crop out a little bit of the sky. I think making the foreground even more of the main feature.
You might even crop below the tree line entirely. And my eye keeps getting drawn off to the city, and I find myself wanting to see more of the city. And I think if you crop out the water altogether, you have more interesting composition.
Yeah, I could try that. Yeah, this is very much a work in progress. I'm open to any feedback. I'll definitely do that cropping. I'll try reducing that sky, and I'll try reducing the bay completely.
Yeah, try a bunch of different crops. It only takes seconds, and
Right.
it's sometimes surprising what happens.
Yeah.
This was with the RXO?
No, I used my my Canon XSI. These are DSLRs. They're about, gosh, I think they're going on. I've had them for about 18 years now. Think 24 millimeter lens. The Canons have a smaller sensor than the Sonys that I have, those RXO2s. Which is beneficial here because the separation didn't need to be quite as wide. The cameras are about 3 feet apart in this photo.
Is that like a dog or a duck or something? What is in the water?
I think it's a dog. I think that hiker is walking a dog actually, and the dog has stopped to get muddy in this vernal pond, which has since dried up. All right,
Yeah, I
yeah.
love the placement of the guy.
There might be a little bit of, there might be a slight missync. I'm not sure. It's so small. But yeah, I was lucky to get him. I love these DSLRs. They were my first serious cameras, but they're really beginning to show their age. So I'll keep using them until they just refuse to work for me. All right, Steve, we've kept you waiting long enough. Let's look at Steve's trolling.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I mean this is me, and I made a friend in Norway. This is Tromsø, the city where we saw the Northern Lights, and I met this troll. This of course is a statue at the Troll Museum, and just for the purposes of the composition, I modified the sign. The Troll Museum, the lettering was spaced much farther apart vertically. And I thought it was nice to see the sign that said Troll Museum, so I just pushed it down. Not a big change.
That does explain what's happening in this photo. Well, you seem very engaged, and so does the troll.
Say that again?
You seem very engaged, and so does the troll.
It's my acting experience. Yeah, this is right. You could see it from our room. And I just said, well, we'll have to. It says Troll Museum. We'll have to go if we have some free time, and we definitely did.
Yeah.
So we went to the Troll Museum. They have little dioramas and learned about trolls in Norway.
This is a W3 shot, I presume.
Yes, it
Did you
is.
use, or did the photographer use a flash?
No, I don't think
It's-
so.
There's some flare in the left eye.
Yep.
Might be able to white balance it out.
Let's see. Left eye flare. Where is that?
Just
Oh.
the left eye just is hazier, is lower contrast than the right eye.
Oh, I probably should have done a color match. Oh God, you're right. Yeah, I can really see it with my naked eye. The contrast is much better on the right than the left. Thanks. I'll definitely take a pass at that.
Very good illumination, considering it's an interior shot with no flash.
Yeah, I think they had some windows, and this is kind of like a hallway, and on the other side of the door is the actual museum.
All right.
I hope he's not getting too much sun.
I think he's got about 1,000 years worth of sun. He's used to it.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Here we go. Jay, tell us about the vessel.
Hey, it's that same boat trip. Also cell phone. This was the best pair. And that round structure in the center is the vessel. It's a sculpture that was made that you climb up the stairs. And 4 people who climbed up decided to jump down.
I've heard of this.
Yeah. So they've like since added like lots of glass barriers. I haven't actually been to the top. It took some pictures years ago from the ground. I did try cropping in, but I sort of liked it wider.
Yeah, I like the wide cityscape you've got going here. It's got that vessel as the center of interest, but I think the rest of the city is more interesting. Kind of fun to look all around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, frankly I don't recognize half the buildings anymore.
I might try cropping this as like in a 4:3 aspect, a little bit more square, lose
Mhm.
the buildings on the right, and put the vessel in the center of the composition.
I want to keep
Well,
the Empire State though.
I zoomed into the vessel, and like Jay was saying, it's kind of I forget what word he used. It wasn't interesting enough for him, and it's pretty much what you see is what you get. But on the right, you got all that stuff going on with the cranes and stuff. I think that's much more interesting.
Yeah. And
But I could see dropping away from the left.
Yeah,
cranes added a lot more depth.
I was about to say the same thing about the crane, especially like the one that stands out against the dark edge of the building, because that's something different than all these verticals. But yeah, I hadn't even noticed the Empire State Building until Tor mentioned it. So yeah, I'm not sure you need to crop it.
Now, Jay, have you photographed the vessel before? Have we seen stereo photos of it from you? It feels like we have.
Yeah, I don't think I was happy with any of them.
Maybe it
'Cause
was. Go
Hmm.
ahead.
I just had like shot from the ground with my cell phone, and it just wasn't interesting enough.
Sure.
It's a weird shape. It's probably hard to get good light on it.
Yeah, I also like wasn't there at a good time.
Well, thank you, Jay. We have one more by Roberto for tonight's slideshow. I believe the title is Art. Did I get that right? Am I missing something, Roberto? Oh, you're muted. Oh yeah, we can't hear you, Roberto. You're still muted. There we
Sorry.
go.
Yes, it was. There was a question mark at the end of the
Okay.
art
The
part
question mark
because
must have been dropped.
and well, yes, this was another installation here in Mexico City, and this was like a flashing DJ set where they placed these silver tubes, and it was really I don't know. It was like a disco. It was like a really shiny, really uh, many colors. I have a video of this, and this is like many stuff happening at the same time. So I took this one, like trying to calm down a little bit. You don't see all the action, but here you can see the dimension of the installation. I was trying to get into the installation, but it was so crowded, and everybody was kicking my tripod, so it was a little
Oh,
bit difficult. So I have to move it a little bit farther.
looks like you're in a thick crowd.
This is not as crowded as the moon installation, but many people, because I was using the tripod, it was messy. Everybody was kicking my tripod.
Yeah, more great color. You definitely have a knack for low light photography. Seems like you do great work in the early morning before dawn or after sunset or interiors.
Well, this was it was like I don't know, maybe 8, 9 p.m. So it was a little bit dark.
Yeah. And I'm guessing your shutter speed was 1/20th, something like that, based on the movement of the people and the motion
Yes,
blur.
it was a little bit higher, but I used the whole aperture of the lens. It's 1.4, so it's a really bright lens, so it doesn't suffer that much. Maybe I raised the ISO so I can use, and the autofocus people that is closer to me. It's because that aperture of the iris.
Makes sense. All right, thank you, Roberto.
Thank you.
Now, Steve, you're gonna pull double duty here. We have 2 in a row by Steve. The title of this image, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's Jet TV or Jet V, something
Yeah,
along those
you
lines.
were right the first time. Yeah, I was trying to be clever by having the two words
Right.
share the T.
Jet
But
TV.
anyway, yeah, when we were getting off of the Icelandic air, I noticed that they leave all the TVs on one channel, and I thought it made an interesting image. I actually wanted to submit this to kind of get people's opinions, because as I was looking at it, I thought might actually look better if it was just the TVs. In other words, clone different parts of it in order to remove the people. But maybe the people add some variety. I don't know. Um, I mean, I didn't have time to do that. It would have been a fair amount of work. Um, so you know, and I think that's my that'll be my defense for missing that mismatched picture previously. Because I you know I didn't get in till last night, and then I only had a few hours to do this morning. So anyway, so that's that. I still like this concept. Um, I'm gonna pursue it every time I'm getting off of a flight.
Well, your efforts are truly heroic, Steve, for getting these to us hot off the press. Still slightly wet with developer fluid, I can imagine, straight out of the dark room. No, it's a lot of work, especially when you're exhausted. I don't know.
I think it's a fine composition. I mean, it's nicely balanced.
This was with the W3 again.
Yes, right. Yes.
I don't know why, because I see a little bit lighter the left photo than the right. I see it on the frame. It's a little bit lighter, the frame. I see it black on the right and a little bit gray on the left. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm seeing exactly that too. As Tor pointed out on my last image. Yeah, I think maybe a flaw with my camera. It's possible it shows up more on Zoom than it does, but you know, again, I was pretty tired when I looked at these. I was very rushed.
No.
I actually remember working on it this morning, and right, I'm sitting here, you know, with the mouse in my hand, and then woke up. I went, wait a minute, what? Where'd the last half hour go? I literally fell asleep while I was working on these photos.
Well, you deserve a special ribbon for that, Steve.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vote for me. I really worked my ass. No, don't vote for me.
Well,
I don't care.
speaking of,
Yeah, I just wanted to get people's opinions, but yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I'm definitely gonna look for that. I almost always do the stereo photo maker color matching, which is, you know, works better for color than contrast, but it would probably have fixed it a little bit. And then of course I can just go into affinity and you know increase the contrast because this is clearly a pretty big difference.
I don't know. Maybe it's something with the camera. There's something.
That's what I think. I
Yeah.
mean, the camera's, you know, it's seen some mileage.
But the auto color adjustment totally fixes it.
Yeah.
Maybe I see if from my experience it fixes colors pretty well. Contrast, does it do the contrast? Is there another one for contrast?
White balance is what you want, and do it individually on each chip. Don't do them when they're mounted together, otherwise it corrects for the whole frame. But yeah, white balancing is what you want.
Okay. In Stereo Photo Maker.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, you're talking about in like Photoshop.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or-
yeah,
or
yeah,
something
no, I
equivalent.
know about Photoshop. I'm just thinking there's a color correction that works reasonably well in Stereo Photo Maker for matching color. You pick which of the left or right image that you think has the best color, and it,
Yeah, that's the auto color adjustment.
the auto color adjustment is pretty good for color. I haven't had success if there's even one for contrast. I don't know that there is.
Not that I know of.
well, thank you, Steve. Let's move on to your final stereo photo for the evening. Northern Lights is the title. Tell us how you achieved this one.
Okay. This is in essence a cha-cha. Of course, it's not a true cha-cha. I just looked at various photos and noticed that two of them kind of had the cha-cha effect, which is when you switch between them, you get a feeling of a rotation. Which is the aurora borealis does not do that. It changes and undulates, but it doesn't have that kind of depth, at least not from one vantage point. So it was just a freak. I think these were pretty close together in time, probably like maybe a minute apart. And then I did a few little tricks to make them closer, and then I went and worked on the foreground and the hill in the middle ground, and just tried to get some semblance of depth in this and take advantage of the little sort of cha-cha-esque northern lights.
I don't think there's a minute in between those pictures because I can see an asteroid going through, and I believe it's a light. The lightning of the asteroid, it's like
yeah, okay, it might be closer than that.
yeah, because the asteroid is really fast, and you got it in both.
Yeah, I can see a streak that's moved position in both eyes. Now,
I guess it kind of counts as found stereo too. I mean, you were just looking through your 2D photos and found a pair that gave you a good 3D effect.
I think that's a valid point. Yeah, that would be like found stereo.
I think you need to push the background hill back further. It feels like it's forward of the rocks in the middle of the lake.
Yeah, it looks like most everything is through the window. If you pull the window back, it'll help a lot.
All right.
Yeah, love the quality of the aurora. I love the way the reflection works out.
Yeah, that was one thing that was good about this location, and it wasn't like an accident. They said, oh, we've got this spot that seems to have clear. There were a lot of areas that night that had clouds, and they took us pretty far away from the center of Tromsø. So in order to find a clear sky, and also they said, oh, we think we should go here because there's a lake which will make for better pictures.
It's fun. It's almost like tornado chasing, just the reverse. They're gonna find you the best vantage and fly you down.
It is a bit like that. Probably a good bit colder.
Yes. Well, you got your Northern Lights shot, Steve. Congratulations.
We've got our another bucket list to check off.
Thank you, Steve. We have one more image. It's one by Phyllis. Still Life with Chair and Window is the title. Very nice light on this one.
Looks like got a finger over up corner of the left eye.
Oh,
that's a.
I do the same thing. It's a problem with the device.
It is a problem with the Beam Pro. The unfortunate location of those lenses right up against the shutter button. I feel like they had the whole back surface of that little tablet to put the lenses, and they just jammed them there in the corner.
You can use the volume buttons as a shutter key also. So that's one way to keep your fingers away from the lenses.
Yeah, good to know. I've actually been using a Bluetooth remote shutter release. I picked up a cheap one so I don't have to push any buttons on the Beam Pro at all. This is
Oh, nice.
nice. Looks like there's some nice reflections. Looks like there's like a piece of acrylic or something leaning against that window. So we're seeing some reflections of the chair.
Oh yeah.
And some nice color from that stained glass. I wonder who did the stained glass. Bob had to drop off, so we won't get the details from him. Well, thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, everybody. That's our slideshow, but we're not done for the evening. Let's take a few minutes, if you can, and select your favorites on our ranked choice poll. There's a link there and a QR code. I'm going to go through the slides again. I'll just spend a few moments on each and say the name of the maker and the title. In the poll, please rank the stereo photos by dragging the items in order of your preference, favorites on top. Please drag your own titles to the bottom of the list. We don't vote for our own photos. All titles can be organized, but move at least 3 to the top of the list. And I'll add that the list is randomized for everyone so that we'll have a balanced result. Let me go through the slides. You can vote now, during, or after this quick recap, which I will begin now. We will start with Catching the Moon by Roberto. Gerber Daisy by Ed. Twelfth and Broadway by Matt. Dino by Jay. I'm Late by Bob Bloomberg. Bergen Summit by Steve. Axolotl Rider by Melinda. Cozy Kitchen Corner by Phyllis. Magic Forest by Roberto. Orange Rind by Ed. Larkin by Matt. Downtown by Jay. Hong Kong Tram by Bob. Bubbles Over City Hall by Melinda. Glass Bird Collection by Phyllis. If It Fits, I Sits by Melinda. Little Giant by Matt. Photogs by Jay. Rickshaw Driver Hong Kong by Bob. Mirror Image by Phyllis. Mount St. Helens Blast Zone by Melinda. Artificial Flower by Roberto. Wildcat Canyon 6 by Matt. Trolling by Steve. The Vessel by Jay. Art by Roberto. Jet TV by Steve. Northern Lights by Steve. And Still Life of Chair and Window by Phyllis. And that's our group. Let's spend a few minutes making our selections. If you can participate, please do. The more participants we have, the more accurate and representative the results will be. And I will show the results in a minute or two once everyone has had a chance to drag their items in the order of their preference. While we're doing that, I will announce that our next meeting is next week, Tuesday, April 14th. It's our special subject of the month. The special subject is black and white. And I've already received a few entries for our special, which is great news. It suggests to me that we'll have a sizable slideshow to select from next week. So I'm looking forward to that.
Matt,
Yes.
I have this old list from before you restarted the meeting, because it says voting is disabled. Is
Let's
that
see.
possible? What happened?
Let me put the...
By refreshing, maybe?
Mine's fine.
Yeah, I was able to vote. Steve, I just put the link in the chat. Try it again. Maybe it
So I
got
just
hung
refresh?
up on a cache, or you can just refresh. The poll link doesn't change.
When you refresh it, it resets. I can't go through all that again.
Okay, sure, I get
Just
it.
for the record, I'm against the ranked choice. It's too much work.
It's where we really do need to get a better interface. Yeah, it's when we have this many entries, it's I agree, it can be easy to lose track. Let's
But
see.
you really don't have to vote for all of them. I mean, just picking your top three is equally as good as what we were doing before.
But it's also like 3 times harder to pick your top 3 than it used to be. Because you have to hunt for it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why I'd like to see thumbnails of them, because that would make it trivial for me anyway. But
I don't know how hard the thumbnails are, but I think it'll still be hard. I would prefer to go back to the old way.
Well, let's wrap up making our selections here, and maybe we can discuss that for our next meeting. Why don't we discuss this on our discussion board and see how we'd like to proceed? Does anyone need more time to make their selections?
I guess I do.
Well, you're opting out. You're excused.
All right.
You don't have to push yourself too hard. I'm gonna stop my sharing and share the results. All right. I think we see a pretty clear pattern here. I think we have some, it's actually a pretty tight score, but we will take Roberto's Catching the Moon in the first position, followed by Melinda's Bubbles Over City Hall. and Bob's rickshaw driver, Hong Kong, we can call third. And then we've got, looks like a tie for fourth between Ed's Orange Rind and Bob's Hong Kong Tram. Very nice. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your sticking around for an extra 30 minutes, especially you, Steve. You need to go to bed. We encountered some technical problems on my end that took some time for me to resolve, so I really appreciate your patience while I kind of vanished for a bit and fixed these glitches. Sometimes it happens, but hey, we got through it. So I look forward to seeing everyone next week. We'll be sending out a meeting reminder. Please get your images to me by, say, Monday at midnight. I'd appreciate that. And have a great week, everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing your black and whites on Tuesday, the 14th. All right. Good night.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Good night.
Good night,
Right
everybody.
on.